Despite not winning any silverware yet, Steven Gerrard has undoubtedly improved the Rangers playing squad since his appointment at Ibrox almost 2 years ago. The Scouser has done that in two ways. First of all, he's improved some of the players he inherited at the club, the likes of Ryan Jack, Captain James Tavernier, and top striker Alfredo Morelos have clearly progressed under Gerrard. But of course, the gaffer has also improved matters by delving into the transfer market on a number of occasions. And while it's not quite been a 100% hit rate in terms of recruitment, he's certainly brought in more quality than duds. So that's what we'll be looking at today on the Rangers News YouTube channel as we bring you Steven Gerrard's top 9 Rangers signings so far. Now, we won't be ranking these guys in any particular order, we're just going to list the players and give you the thoughts of the Rangers News team on how they've performed against expectations. We'll get into that in a wee second, but first we'd just like to put out our usual shout for any subscriptions if possible. We're well above the 2k mark now, but any more subscriptions would be much appreciated as we're aiming to come through this challenging period stronger than we were before. Also, if you've got any thoughts or feedback on this video or any of the others that we've posted, please just let us know in the comments section below. So let's kick things off now, and we will start with one of the newest recruits down Ibrox way. It's fair to say there was a bit of a buzz amongst the Rangers support in late January when the name Jaja was first mentioned. The 10-time Romanian international and son of the legendary Jaja had caught the eye at the under-21 Euros last summer. But after falling out of favour at Belgian side Genk, Gerrard snapped up the chance to bring him to Glasgow on loan. Hagi has gone on to show his quality on several occasions during his short Ibrox stay, most notably with his goals in the Europa League. That double against Braga showed what he was all about, with the goals arriving from both his left and right boot. With bags of potential and that legendary name on his back, Hagi clearly has a big future ahead of him in the game. And with the option to buy included in his move to Ibrox, let's hope some of that future lies at Rangers. So we'll go from one of the most recent right back to one of the earliest signings in Connor Goldson. The Englishman, who joined for an undisclosed fee from Brighton in June 2018, has gone on to be our first choice centre back from pretty much day one of arriving at Gerrard's Rangers. He's had numerous partners at centre half over the past 2 seasons, but the fact Goldson is still one of the first names in the team sheet speaks volumes for his impact at Ibrox and the trust that the management team have in him. Although he hasn't been immune to the odd mistake, his latest coming against Hamiltonakis not too long ago, the big man has undoubtedly been an improvement on those who came before him in that position. An ever available defender, Goldson has proven on a number of occasions, particularly with his European performances, why Gerrard and his coaching staff speak so highly of him. Well, Gerrard and Rangers made a huge statement late in the 2019 summer window when they spent a reported £7 million to bring Ryan Kent in from Liverpool on a permanent basis. Of course, the English winger had been on loan at Ibrox the previous season and had shown all of his quality, particularly in Old Firm and European matches. Kent has continued that in spells this season, although has perhaps struggled to find some consistency. At 23, he's still young enough to find it though, and if he can manage, he'll be a frightening prospect to every defender in the league. The young playmaker can be unplayable on his day. Well, if the club spent big money on Kent, they spent ever so slightly less on midfielder Glenn Kamara. The Finnish international arrived for a nominal fee on the last day of the January 2019 window, with the Gers support not really sure what to make of a signing from a team set for relegation in Dundee. But Kamara has gone on to be a remarkable bargain at just 50k, turning in tireless performances in front of the back four. He has endured some dips in form this season, but has still reportedly attracted attention from some big clubs down south and in mainland Europe. Thankfully, this summer's Euros being postponed potentially means Kamara could be a Rangers player for a good bit longer. Kamara's midfield partner Stephen Davis has also proven to be a very shrewd bit of business made by Gerrard. Unlike Kamara, the Gers support knew exactly what to expect from the Northern Irishman after he spent 4 years at the club between 2008 and 2012. Like that first spell, Davis arrived initially on loan before making his switch permanent 6 months later. He struggled initially after signing but soon reached his top level again, although this season has hit a little bit of a rut like many in the squad prior to the league suspension. On form though, he is amongst the most talented in the squad and indeed the league. With bags of experience, he's dictated many a game both domestically and in Europe since returning to the club. In the same week that the club re-signed Davis, Gerrard brought in prolific goalscorer and former England teammate Defoe on loan from Bournemouth. The veteran forward, who has been capped 57 times for his country, is undoubtedly the highest profile arrival of the past 2 seasons, given his exploits in the English Premier League. Despite playing second fiddle to Alfredo Morelos for virtually all of his time at Ibrox so far, the 37-year-old hasn't lost his goal-scoring habit, registering 21 league goals at the club so far. Scott Arfield was the very first of Gerrard's Rangers signings, arriving a matter of weeks after the former Liverpool skipper held his first managerial press conference. Free transfer, Arfield endured a poor spell by his standards over the first half of this season, but he always brings a real goal threat from midfield, which has been shown on many occasions. As well as that, he has at times telepathic link-up play with Morelos and Defoe. Few could argue that the boyhood Blue Nose hasn't been our best performer since the turn of the year, and Arfield can only really be viewed as a positive signing given the fact he cost no transfer fee from Burnley. He's certainly better than our last acquisition from that Premier League club. Find us a better example for giving new signings time to bed in than Borna Barassich. The Croatian international struggled to settle in his first season after signing from our Europa League opponents Osijek, with many Gers fans feeling that he simply lacked the heart to play for the club. But after a brilliant match-winning free kick away at St Mirren, the left-back really hasn't looked back. He's been a complete revelation in Glasgow this season and is reportedly attracting attention from some big clubs as a result. Barassich is solid defensively and dynamic in attack with a wicked left foot, the perfect combination for a fullback. And last but by no means least is Alan Mcgregor, who, like Davis, arrived for a second stint at Ibrox in 2018. Mcgregor has undoubtedly been Gerrard's most consistent signing, proving to be a standout across both seasons of his second spell. He's won his big points in Europe and domestically and has been pretty faultless in truth since signing from Hull. Another leader in the dressing room that Gerrard speaks so highly of, and to make matters even better, he didn't cost us a single penny in transfer fees.